Greetings, Imperial citizens. This is the Altdorf Press. I'm your host, Remington Sole. Today's top stories from around the old world. The city of Grunberg has been reclaimed by our glorious Emperor Karl Franz from the secessionist scum plaguing our great empire. Eyewitness reports have described the battle as short and bloody, although not all are happy about the most recent conquest.
Damn mortars, blast holes in my land! Are we supposed to farm for the Empire if there's a great big hole in the field? Pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. I mean, my best effort is currently in 3 separate fields. Bloody useless to I.
There has been reports of an increasing number of thefts happening in the slum districts all across the Empire. Oddly, it is cheese that has been reported as missing. Now, why the poor are complaining about stolen cheese, I have no idea. It's cheese, quite the expensive commodity nowadays, and for the poor to have it, well, it must be stolen cheese being reported as stolen, all I have to say. And now this brings us on to the Altdorf Press frontline news. Initially, the forces of Karl Franz were pushed back into the woodlands around Ubersreik as it was reinforced by secessionist general Hans Frankenwerter. And for all intents and purposes, it looked like our Emperor's forces had retreated away to take on easier pickings. As we know, Ubersreik is pretty sturdy given the dwarven influence on the buildings here. However, the battle is now over. Scenes here taken from our scrying crystal show the brutal battle that ensued. Imperial mortars fired, targeting the rebels' own artillery, and the army milled around in a panicked, unorganised mess. The Empire lines advanced neatly and closed rapidly, Karl Franz himself leading them in a glorious charge as arrows and powder shot fired into the secessionist scum. Mortar fire blasted all around Karl Franz, but by the grace of Sigmar himself, he emerged unscathed to crash into enemy lines, sending bodies flying in all directions. All across the front line, battle was joined. Units charged and crashed together as steel met flesh and men screamed in rage or agony. And on the right flank, the Reichsguard charged into the secessionist crossbow regiments and lanced through bodies in a glorious stampede. The secessionist mortar battery crumbled under consistent volleys of superior imperial weaponry as explosive fury rained down on them. A withering hail of arrows from the Empire archers soon sent them packing like the cowardly dogs they are. The Amethyst wizard sent from the College of Magic to aid Karl Franz in his rightful purging of this secessionist uprising also joined the fray, casting spells and crashing through enemy soldiers with staff and blade. Some of the Empire lines started to falter, but the Reichsguard knights, the best in the Empire, wheeled about and readied themselves, charging down the banks, and at the back of the foe they ragdolled enemies like empty sacks of flesh and crushed them beneath armoured hoof. Karl Franz delivered one last giant blow with his warhammer, and the enemy lines all crumbled. The so-called secessionists fled back to the mire they came from. Victory to the Empire! Now we bring you this disturbing news. There has been a startling rise in aggressiveness, not amongst the enemies of the Empire, but in ants. One such victim is Derek, who was minding their own business when they were savagely attacked. I was just out for a midnight snack when they jumped me. I hadn't done anything to them. They climbed on my back and beat me to a pulp. A representative for the Altdorf Press was sent to interview the ant colony, but hasn't been seen since. This has been the Altdorf Press, and the latest news from across the Empire. Thank you, Imperial citizen. We done recording? Fine. Oh, thank God. I'm sick of talking to these peasant scum. Today's top story. The secessionist mortar battery Some of the Empire lines started to falter, but the Reichsguard... interesting, disturbing... reclaimed Grunberg. Can't speak. Speak English, you can't.